If you're interested in seeing how I highlight and contour my face, keep watching. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be filming my everyday drugstore full coverage foundation routine. I want to make this really quick because I don't want this video to be too long. I'm in the middle of doing my makeup actually, but yeah. So I'm starting off first of all with this primer, and I like to just rub this all over my face, and it really helps to give me a nice base to start with. And the essence of using the primer is actually to create a barrier between your skin and the foundation, and also just helps the foundation to stay on longer and stay on all day. I like to put this like in my T-zone area where I would normally get very oily. Next, I like to color correct because, as you can see, I have a lot of hyperpigmentation and spots and all that stuff all over my face. So I just take this orange concealer from LA Girl Pro Concealer or LA Girl Pro. It's called the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer, and I'm just gonna use that to color correct. So now that I've put the color corrector all over my dark spots and hyperpigmentation, I like to just use my finger. I find that my finger works better. I like to use my finger to just like tap it out and blend it into my skin. And the reason why you use orange is because on the color wheel, I think orange is opposite of purple. So if you want to color, if you want to correct colors that are a bit purple and dark, then you would use orange. And if you're lighter skinned, or if you have like red areas on your skin, like maybe acne that's like kind of red and swollen, then you would use green, because on the color wheel, green is opposite of red. So that's just kind of like a little bit about color correcting, and the reason why you see people using like orange and stuff like that to go over their face is because of the color wheel, basically, which we all did in like primary or elementary or whatever you call it. So now that I pretty much look like I'm having some type of allergic reaction or something, I'm gonna be going over this with my favorite foundation, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It's really hard to find my exact shade, so I like to mix two colors together, and so I mix 355 with 330, and some days I mix it darker, some days I mix it lighter, but I always mix it to get like my perfect shade. And today I actually used more color corrector than I would normally use, but that's only because I'm going for a full coverage look, and I'm just trying to look a bit more cake faced, if you want to call it that. But I just like to mix this behind my hand, and then I rub it together just to warm it up and make it easier to apply. So this is what the mix looks like when I'm done, and I just put it on the parts of my face where I need foundation, which is basically everywhere. So now if you want to use your hands to like rub in your foundation, feel free to, but I like to use this flat brush, and it's from bhcosmetics. It's their 123 brush. And I just love how flat and like packed and dense it is, so it really helps me like push in my foundation. Days when I'm going for a more full coverage look, I like to like press in the foundation and not necessarily rub it, like swipe through. I will swipe at the end, but like in the beginning I just kind of like tap it in, just so I get that full coverage look. And now that I'm done pressing it into my skin, I just kind of go in and just swipe it through just to make sure it's properly blended. And as you can see, the foundation is kind of full coverage. It's medium to full coverage actually, and I really don't mind this coverage because I think it's good enough for me. If you want to go with more coverage, you can definitely build this up to give you the coverage that you desire. I didn't really go under my eyes because I don't want the under part of my eye to start to crease because of too much product, because I know I'm also going to go in with my concealer just to highlight the bottom part of my eyes. So now I'm going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Fawn, and I'm just going to use it to highlight the bottom or the under of my eye. I don't know why I keep saying bottom of my eye, but you just want to put this in kind of like a triangular form. I'm sure everybody knows how to highlight and contour by now. So basically the essence of highlighting is to make the light reflect on the parts of your face that you want to bring out more. So what a lot of people do is highlight under their eyes, the bridge of their nose, their cupid's bow, their chin. But if you have a big forehead, I would suggest not to really highlight your forehead because it's going to make it come out more. So if you have a bigger forehead, contour more of your forehead than highlight, so it kind of like makes your forehead look smaller. So I also like to just put this down the middle of my nose, just like that. It's kind of make myself look like I have a longer and pointier nose. I like to put it on my cupid's bow. This really helps to make my lipstick pop at the end of the day. I put just a little on my chin. Now I don't have a big forehead, so I don't really like care for highlighting or contouring my forehead, but just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna show you guys how to do this. Now I'm gonna take my trusty beauty blender, and mine is actually dirty, don't judge me, but I like to spray it with some of my Fix Plus spray from MAC just to make it a bit damp, because when your beauty blender is damp, it tends to blend out your concealer better. Now I like to start from the other parts of my face and do my under eye last. That's because I like my under eye to really look highlighted, so I like the concealer to dry a little bit there just so the highlight looks even more obvious. So you want to go patting motions. You don't want to rub it across because then you're just going to be moving the product everywhere. So you just want to go pat, pat, pat. So now that I've blended out the rest of my highlight, I'm just gonna go under my eyes, and I'm still using the same damp beauty blender, and I'm just gonna start to blend that in. As you can see, this side is fully blended, and you can obviously tell the difference, so I'm gonna go and I'm also gonna blend this side in. Now that I'm done blending out all of my highlight, I'm going to be taking the Midnight Banana Powder, and I love this stuff, guys. I always use it to set under my eyes. It just gives me that really nice highlighted look, and it really keeps my face matte the rest of the day. A lot of people use the Sasha Buttercup powder, but I like to use the Midnight one because it's the only one I've been using for a very long time. I'll try to try out the Sasha one just to see which I like better. But anyway, you just want to push this into your skin so it can get into your pores and whatnot, and just really lock in all that concealer. So now that I look really scary, I also want to show you guys how to reverse contour, and this is just the method where people go underneath their cheekbones, and just because the bottom part is highlighted, it kind of makes the cheekbone stand out even more. Now you don't have to do this if you're going to contour. I see a lot of people doing both methods because I believe you're supposed to do either or, so it's either you're contouring or you're reverse contouring, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to show you guys how it's done. So what you want to do is just start from the, as you can see, I already have the natural contour line. So you want to just go underneath that, just like that. So now I'm going to leave this to bake on my face, but while I'm letting it bake, I'm also going to contour my face. A lot of times I don't like to cream contour because I believe there's already so much cream products on my face, so I really don't see the need for cream contouring. Especially when I use powder, I still get the same results, so I don't even bother going in cream contour. I'm going to be using this brown powder from Shea Moisture. It's all broken, so I can't really hold it up for you guys to see, but any brown shade of any dark shade of a powder will be fine, or concealer if you want to cream contour. Now you want to just go, if you don't know where to place your contour, you can kind of start from the top of your ear and just come down your cheekbone towards your mouth, but don't come too close because then it's going to look crazy. Now I just dip my brush into the powder, and I'm going to just pat it to remove any excess, and from the top of my ear you can just see where I'm kind of starting. I'm just going to create that line coming down just like that. And I don't know if you can tell, but this side of my face already looks slimmer, even though I haven't really done a lot. Now on this side, I'm just gonna go do the same thing, and I'm just gonna bring it down. I also like to go under my chin because I have a double chin that I hate, so I just like to use the contour to kind of make that look more chiseled, and I just bring it up here to the back of my ear. And when you're putting this under your chin, you want to blend downwards and not upwards. Now back to my cheekbones. When you want to blend out your cheek contour, you always want to blend upwards, because if you blend downwards, then you're going to be doing the opposite of what contouring is actually supposed to be meant for. So I'm just going to go, and I like to go in like circular motions, and I just like to push the contour upwards. And I actually like this contour shade because it has a warm undertone, so it kind of bronzes up my skin at the same time. So as you can see, I'm just pushing it upwards into my cheekbones, and yeah, looking snatched already. So I'm just gonna continue circular motion, pushing it upwards. Now for my forehead, I told you guys I don't really care for my forehead, so I just lightly sweep. Okay guys, so my camera died on me, so I just let my face continue to bake. I've actually left it on longer than I would usually leave it on. But now I'm just gonna take this flat top e.l.f. brush, and I'm just gonna dust it off. So after I dust off all the powder, I like to go in with my regular face powder, which is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable powder, and I'm in the color C7. Yeah, C7, not brown. I just kind of like to use that to go over my entire face, including the areas that I highlighted. And I find that this just helps to tone down the powder if it's looking too ashy or whatever. I also like to go in with this small angled brush, and I like to use that to just contour my nose. I like my nose contour to be like very, very natural looking. So I just literally use the lightest hand ever. I just go down the sides of my nose, just like that, underneath my nose, in the middle of my cupid's bow, just to make it look a bit deeper than it really is. So just like that, blend it out the sides of my nose. And yeah, that's what my nose contour is looking like. And I definitely like to go back in with my brush just to make everything look even more natural. So now this is the point where I would go in with my blush. This is my favorite blush of all time, you guys. Like, I love this blush. When I say love, like, I love this blush. It's the Toasted Almond blush from Black Radiance. And I just like to smile, and I just dust my blush upwards towards my hairline. And I do the same thing on the other side, just for some color. And then for my highlight, I like to spray my fan brush first with some of this Fix Plus. This Fix Plus is really handy, you guys. Like, I use it for almost everything. Then I like to go into the Mr. Lynn palette. I love these two highlighters here. I literally just mix them together. Like, I go into each one, and I just kind of highlight my face, just like that. Just so I look glowy. So I just put it on the highest point of my cheekbones. I also like to put it on the center of my cheek, so when I smile, I have that nice glow. So I just do that. Pack on as much highlight as you want, you guys. Like, you can never glow enough. I personally don't like to go overboard, so I just try to stay within reach. I also like to put it on my temple area. I don't know, it's just something I like. And then on my cupid's bow. Yes. And every time I go on my face with like blush or highlight or whatever, I like to always go back to my powder brush, and I just like to pat it, just so it doesn't look too overwhelming. Because sometimes, you know, it tends to look cray. So now the last step in my face routine would be to spray my face with the Fix Plus setting spray. I love this thing, you guys, because it literally takes away that powdery look and just makes your makeup look like skin. Really, it does. Like, everybody says it, but that's what it really does. So I'm just gonna put my hand away from my face, close my eyes, and spray. Then I like to just use my hands to like fan my face until it kind of like dries and goes into my skin. Sometimes you see some little splotches where the spray drops in your face, but that eventually will dry off. I'm just gonna let my face dry off and I'm gonna come back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look of my drugstore face routine. I really hope this was helpful to someone who's been trying to learn how to highlight, contour, do their foundation. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below in the comment section and I'll be sure to reply to you guys. And the tutorial and this eye look will be up on my channel as well. I will definitely leave links below if it's already out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll definitely see you guys in my next one. Bye.